Hello everybody. So today we are going to do a little tutorial, land race tutorial. Now, I'm only going to be covering checkpoints and barriers, just basically for anyone who isn't the best race creator or someone who's never done it before and just wants a quick rundown on how to do it. So I think it'll be particularly helpful for those people who get their races verified, because Rockstar seems to have an eye for pretty poorly made races, which is fun for us, right? Okay, now, alright, I'll just start off with a starting grid. So basically just make sure there's enough room to have some overtakes. Alright, not a lot to that, let's move on. Alright, checkpoints. So when you're putting a checkpoint on a corner, make sure there's enough inside room on the road to go as close to the apex as possible, but you'll still hit the barrier. For instance, once you pass that point and you hit it, it's good. If you don't, do it. So, okay, the car's a bit loud, I'm just going to get out of here. So, if you put your checkpoint out here, no, here, no, here, no. I mean, here is good in theory because it encourages people to go close to the apex, which is what you want. Because, you get some drivers that just come along and they're just like, oh, there's a checkpoint, let's go for it. Yeah. But if it's here, they'll go better. But good drivers know you can push it a little bit, so they'll go in there anyway. Anyway, so just make sure it's right on the corner and you can hit it no matter where you are on the road, and it's informative. And just make sure you only put checkpoints on where the road changes direction. So don't put one right here. Some people put one there, even Rockstar does on Downtown Underground, for instance. It's just stupid. It's a ridiculous checkpoint. Because the best line on this track comes all the way out here. So you'll miss it if you take the right line for it. I mean, it's stupid, don't do it. So only put checkpoints where the road changes direction on a corner. So that pretty much covers that. That's like my rule of thumb. Just only put it where the road changes direction. Everywhere else, just let him go for it. Barriers. Okay. Now, a lot of the popular races out there, I know, like, you guys probably heard of, like, Bruffy and G-Unit, those dudes. They're alright, they're a good voice for the community. Get some good advice out there. But a lot of the races they do, they make and they play just aren't sort of made properly. I mean, a lot of people like it, but personally, they do a lot of these checkpoints like this. They just shove it there, or it would usually be there. But it's shit, and I'll tell you why. Because bang. So you could be the best driver in the world, and if you miss by a millimeter, you're going to hit it, game over, completely screwed. Whereas if you make a wall, curved wall, so, when you hit it, it doesn't really affect you that much. You just sort of bounce off and keep going. You don't come to a complete stop. So don't be one of those guys that puts a barrier right there in the middle. It's silly. Just make a wall. Use those little barriers there that are really small and can make a nice curve. And yeah, see this big wall here. The reason I put that there is because when you're coming from a distance, you can see it. It gives good perspective. You know how far you can go. Like if you've only got shallow barrier there, you won't be able to see it from afar. So when you come in, and also it saves you. I mean, if you take it too hard and you go boom, it'll just bounce off. So to test it, just go up against it and scrape against it. So just what I was doing there was testing it to see if I'd bump out, and I didn't, so that means it's nice and flush and square, whatever you want to call it. just do that every time you make a wall to make sure nothing's sticking out that'll clip you, because a lot of races have that and it's really annoying. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll do a quick sample lap of this race, just like a quick lap in a custom car, just to show you what it's like. But yeah, mainly it was just made it for showing how to sort of put barriers in place properly. Alright, cheers. So I just forgot something real quick. Being at that airport made me realise I didn't really cover anything about curbs or light poles and all that other crap that bothers us on a daily basis. So with checkpoints, like usually I leave the track fairly clean. I try not to make two barriers that are just going to put people off, but say if you've got like a massive shortcut here, like that's pretty big. I mean, unless you want people driving on the inside of that light pole, you'd want to put a barrier here. Just A, to stop people taking shortcuts, and B, to stop that light post falling down and screwing everyone else up. So maybe just putting in a long barrier like that, or in here. I mean, I don't really use these rubber ones much because they're a bit sticky, and as soon as you hit them, it just grabs you. It's really annoying. But they're really long, which helps. But I would maybe put like a tyre stack there, just to stop the light pole falling down.